Hello everyone, I am a drama writer. Today I'd like to share a story I've penned, hoping it might resonate with you. It's a tale titled, A Dog That Cries Sadly When It Rains on the Seine River. I still remember the day I first met him. It was a rainy afternoon in Paris. I had just finished my last art class at the academy and was hurrying home, my umbrella barely holding up against the wind. As I crossed the Pont Neuf bridge, I saw him. A small, scruffy dog, soaked to the bone, shivering under a bench. His eyes, two dark pools of sorrow, met mine. He wasn't barking or whining, just sitting there, as if waiting for a forgotten promise. I couldn't just leave him. "Hey there, little buddy. Come here. Hey, little one. Come here," I whispered, crouching down. He hesitated for a moment, then slowly, cautiously, trotted over and nudged my hand. That was the beginning of our story. I named him Seine. Life with Seine was a quiet joy. My small apartment, once a space of solitude, was now filled with the soft padding of his paws and his gentle snores. He was an old dog, I could tell. His movements were slow, and he spent most of the day sleeping by the window, watching the boats drift by on the river. But his presence was a profound comfort. I would talk to him for hours, telling him about my day, my dreams of becoming a painter, and my memories of a life lived long ago. He would listen intently, his head cocked to one side, as if he understood every word. He was my confidant, my silent companion in the twilight of my years. One afternoon, while organizing an old chest, I found a faded photograph. It was of my late husband, Jacques, taken on this very same bridge, the Pont Neuf, decades ago. In his arms, he held a small puppy identical to Seine. A wave of forgotten memories washed over me. Jacques had brought that puppy home as a surprise, but it had run off during a walk just a week later. We searched for days but never found him. Holding the picture, I looked at Seine, sleeping peacefully. A strange thought, a wild, impossible hope began to form in my mind. Could it be? After all these years? The next day, I took Seine to the vet. I had to know. I explained the situation, feeling a bit foolish as I did. The vet was kind and understanding. He examined Seine carefully. He noted a small, unique scar above his right eye, a detail I hadn't noticed before. My heart pounded in my chest. I rushed home and pulled out the old photograph again. I looked closer, my hands trembling. There it was. In the grainy, black and white photo of the puppy Jacques was holding, a tiny, faint scar was visible above its right eye. It was him. It was our lost dog. Tears streamed down my face. "Jacques, I found him. I found our dog," whispered to the photograph, holding it close. I hugged Seine, who licked away my tears. How had he survived all these years? Where had he been? What lonely paths had his paws walked? I would never know his story, the life he lived without us. But it didn't matter. He was home. It felt as though Jacques had sent him back to me, a final gift, a bridge across time to ease my loneliness. With this revelation, my world shifted. Every moment with Seine became infinitely more precious. I saw Jacques in his gentle eyes, felt his presence in the dog's unwavering loyalty. We revisited all our old places, the park where Jacques proposed, the small café where we'd share croissants, and of course, the Pont Neuf. We would sit on the bench where I found him, watching the rain fall on the Seine River. But now, he no longer looked sad. He would rest his head on my lap, a quiet contentment in his posture. The river was no longer a symbol of sorrow, but of reunion. One sunny morning, I noticed Seine's breathing was shallow. He refused his food and didn't want to go for his walk. The vet confirmed my fears. His old body was finally giving out. He didn't have much time left. My heart ached with a familiar pain, the sorrow of impending loss. Anger flared within me, anger at the unfairness of it all. Why was he given back to me, only to be taken away again so soon? It felt like a cruel joke. That evening, I held Seine in my arms, wrapped in his favorite blanket. I didn't cry. Instead, I talked to him. Thank you for coming back to me. Please tell Jacques I love him. I told him about our life together, about the joy he brought back into my empty home. I thanked him for finding his way back to me, for giving me one last chapter with a part of my past, a part of my Jacques. As I spoke, my anger dissolved, replaced by a profound sense of gratitude. Our time was short, but it was a miracle. He passed away peacefully in his sleep that night. The apartment was silent again. The emptiness was deafening. I walked to the Pont Neuf the next day, the sky a gloomy gray. As rain began to fall, I stood on the bridge expecting to be overwhelmed by grief. I thought of the title I had once imagined for this story, A Dog That Cries Sadly When It Rains on the Seine River. But as the raindrops mingled with the tears on my cheeks, I realized it was no longer a sad story. Seine was not a creature of sorrow. He was a symbol of hope, of love that transcends time and even death. He was a final message from my husband, a reminder that we are never truly alone. He closed a circle that had been left open for decades, bringing peace to my heart. Standing there, on that bridge, I felt not loss, but completion. The rain on the Seine River was no longer a lament. It was a gentle melody of a love story, beautifully and finally concluded. My story. Our story. Thank you for listening. I hope this story brought a little warmth to your day. If you enjoyed it, please consider following for more stories to come. Take care.